I did want to mention this. This was not in our original rundown, but Ludwig Kaiser, Marcel Barthel, he's going to be having his pre-trial conference tomorrow. And he did make a legal filing. So we do have Barthel's side of the incident that happened in April at the apartment complex with Richard Reep. And from his statement was that the elevator stopped at the 12th floor where Mr. Reep exited, and as he exited, Mr. Reep made loud comments to Mr. Barthel and his girlfriend to the effect of, quote, "have some fucking respect." Apparently, Mr. Reep was offended by Mr. Barthel and his girlfriend hugging while in the elevator. So that is one difference of aggressively kissing versus hugging. Mr. Barthel leaned out of the elevator to ask Mr. Reep what he said, as he was confused by the statement. Mr. Reep then made a statement to the effect of, "have some respect before I call ice on that bitch." Mr. Barthel's girlfriend is of Mexican descent. Mr. Barthel exited the elevator and confronted Mr. Reep, verbally telling him his statements were offensive and inappropriate. Mr. Barthel did not threaten or touch Mr. Reep at that point. Mr. Reep then came forward toward Mr. Barthel, aggressively raising his hands and getting very close to him. Mr. Barthel, in fear that Mr. Reep was going to batter him, pushed Mr. Reep away. Mr. Barthel walked back into the elevator where his girlfriend was standing. Mr. Reep then approached the elevator in a threatening manner. Mr. Barthel stepped out of the elevator and told Mr. Reep to leave them alone. Mr. Reep walked away briefly and came back toward the elevator again in a threatening manner. Mr. Barthel was concerned that Mr. Reep would physically attack him or his girlfriend, so he pushed him away and returned to the elevator. Mr. Reep then threw a soft drink bottle at Mr. Barthel. Mr. Barthel did not retaliate. Rather, he remained in the elevator, pushed the button for his floor, and left the area. In the altercation, Barthel pushed Reep only after Reep had approached Mr. Barthel aggressively and threatened him. Mr. Barthel pushed Reep to stop his continuing approach and attack. Mr. Barthel then entered the elevator where his girlfriend remained and left the area. Okay, exhale. This sounds like a pitch for like a comedy that would just sound like this is like a Mr. Bean sketch or something like that. But in all seriousness, we have obviously a much more different story from Barthel's side here. But what we do know is that the responding officers did observe marks on Richard Reep. And I mean, that would suggest more than just a push. There was actually, there were marks on Reep here. If this comment was said or not, we do know that there was surveillance footage and Barthel's side requested this footage. So, I mean, that should, even if there's no audio, and the audio would probably give a ton of context to what exactly happened, but even without audio, I think it would certainly show the level of aggression that this Richard Reep was or was not displaying towards Barthel, and if Barthel laying his hands on him was in any way justified in this situation, which they are citing the stand your ground law in Florida to protect yourself. So they're having a pretrial hearing on Tuesday, and we'll see where this ultimately goes. But the stories, as you can imagine, they do differ.
Sure, but I tend to trust this one more just because this one, you would imagine, is based directly off of what you can see in that footage, since they have the footage. The sort of first story we heard from Reep, it seems like it was probably just from his memory. So, you have no idea what the angle of the footage looks like and whether or not you could see everything that was described here, or maybe some of that was just colored by like Kaiser's own account. But I'm sure this one would probably stand, the sort of, just the fact checking of the footage that much more. It's also the type of thing where, like, whether or not there's audio, like, does that really matter? When we're talking about crime?
I think if people hear the ICE comment, I think that would be a difference maker.
It matters in the court of public opinion, but does it matter for a criminal, act? What was said?
I think that you could argue if there is, again, that comment is not going to be the difference. The difference is going to be whether it is conveyed here that Barthel believed him and his girlfriend were in any kind of imminent danger, or if this Richard Reep was being threatening. Yeah, I again, like, we haven't seen the footage. We can only guess. Like, it seems really out there that, like, a hug would generate such a response, but we weren't there, so you can't really necessarily.
You have no idea what the types of people that are out there
Yeah, you're right.
like.
You're right.
You have no idea, especially if like race is involved, what might compel somebody to do something. So, this at the very least seems to confirm, at least from Kaiser's perspective, the whole sort of ice, the racial overtones of this entire interaction, which, again, in the court of public opinion, has made Kaiser into that much more of a sort of beloved, figure, really for a lot of people, but especially for like the Mexican community. And again, I have no, like, we haven't seen the footage, we haven't heard it, but for them to be able to like, want to even put this into an official police report, I feel like the credibility is right now maybe a bit more on his side.
And of course, El Grande Americano, he is going to be facing Dominic Mysterio at Triple Mania. You do have 2 nights of Triple Mania.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Reap in night 2?
Don't fear the Reaper.
Oh, wow.
That's the tune-up. I mean, this guy would be a heel for, I mean, they're going to probably do the Dom match. That would be Mexico. I don't know if this one would fly in Vegas, but it's a much smaller setup. It's like, under 2,000 people.
Maybe a shoving only match.
It's July on the Post Wrestling Cafe, and that means our extensive G1 coverage begins starting July 11th. We're going to have reviews of every single G1 card right up to and including the finals in the middle of August. Plus, Rewind Away takes a look at 2 episodes of Heels. We're also going to be going back to 2005 for a review of WrestleMania 21, and it is the start of our double shot episodes covering this season of Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, we are going to dive into the 3rd season of WWE Unreal. All that and so much more can be yours by signing up to the Post Wrestling Cafe. It gets you XL editions of Rewind to Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown, Collision Course on a weekly basis, MCU later, and so much more.